Well, I wanted to ask you a few questions about a common house. How the first question is how can we help the environment from home?
Good afternoon, Valeria. Thank you for inviting me and making me part of this interview and project from school. You asked about how can we contribute from home. Well, in my case, or in my opinion, I think that one of the things that we can actually do is I recently read in an article that they spoke about invisible waters. This is basically objects and things that are made, like for example, clothes, things that you keep in your closet. That in general, but you might not be using right now, and you either throw them out or you just keep them there in your closet, or you can be doing something better with these kind of things. For example, now that you're in your quarantine, you can actually go through your closet, look at the things that actually that you're using or that you're not using, and you can actually donate them or fix them or make something out of them instead of just keeping them there and just throwing them in the trash. So this is one thing that one of the steps that you can actually take in order to contribute. Another one is when you go grocery shopping, when you do your food shopping, vegetables, fruits, and all these kind of things. I would strongly recommend you to go to like small vendors. When I mean small vendors, I'm talking about the small I don't know, maybe small supermarkets or people that actually buy these fruits and these vegetables organic. They come from small farms and things like this. This actually helps the vendors that make these organic foods that have don't have conservatives. So this is another way to contribute to the soil and contamination and all this of the soil. And electricity wise, when we go shopping for light bulbs and these kind of gadgets that consume a lot of energy, we should replace them for light bulbs that consume less energy and other gadgets that also have the same function as energy saving wise or whatever. When we're at home, we should unplug all electrical gadgets, everything that might be consuming energy. And one of the main things that I was mentioning, as I mentioned before, about the grocery shopping, fruits and vegetables and all this. So let's talk about the waste that we create from these things. Right now, there's an issue that's been going on in Doña Juana. This is a waste filled place where most of the trash, garbage, waste, whatever you want to call it, goes, and we're receiving tons and tons, practically approximately, I'm talking about 7,000 tons of waste on a daily basis. And this accumulation of all this trash that is not being separated, that is not being recycled, it just keeps on accumulating, and it creates hazards. Like for example, what just happened a few days ago, that there was some landslides, and that actually affected some of the families that lived near this place, and it becomes actually dangerous for them. And we just keep on doing this, and we need to really stop this, and we need to start recycling and noticing that the damages that this is creating, not only to the soil, to the environment, and also to the people directly.
Do you think that recycling from home is going to influence in any way knowing the massive contamination that already exists?
Okay, Valerie. So question number two. You asked me if I think, if I personally think that starting to recycle from home, would it influence or would it make a difference with all the contamination that actually exists in this moment? I definitely think that it would. Um, why would it? Why would it contribute into? Why would it contribute into stopping all this contamination? If you noticed, we're the ones that create these contaminations. We're the ones that are actually creating these massive contaminations, and they're starting from home. Because I mean, if we actually if we actually educate ourselves in how to prevent this from happening from home, I'm pretty sure that once we walk out of our houses, we put this in practice in our place of work, in the places where we're walking, shopping, and I don't know, distracting ourselves on a daily basis. So if you're not educated from home and you don't start from home, believe me, once you walk out of your house, the same thing you do at home is exactly what you're going to transmit on your daily basis at work, when you're doing your shopping, like I said before, or where you're doing your normal daily errands or whatever. You're going to throw trash on the ground. You're just going to see a garbage bin, and you're going to drop organics with plastics or whatever. Why? Because you don't have this, you haven't been educated, or maybe you haven't paid attention to this, or you really don't care. So you should start from home. That's where it basically starts, where everything starts. One of the things that now that we're talking about starting from home and all that, one of the things that one of the basic problems that Bogota has is about the that we're all facing right now. It's about the white bags and the black bags, the trash bags that we're using at home. So black bags are actually focused for organics, and the white ones for plastics and other materials. Well, actually, if we noticed 40% of our organic waste at home is what we call vegetables and fruits and whatever, and the other 70% or 60% are things that we might think are organic, but they're really not. So it takes more time for them to deteriorate in these kind of things. So it actually affects the soil once they get trashed or they get dumped in this landfills or whatever, like Doña Juana and what we use here in Bogota. And the white bags, we're throwing not only plastics, but we're trashing clothes, electrical gadgets. We're just throwing everything in there because we say that this is the other bag that we can use for non-organics. So actually I would think that these companies that pick up the garbage or trash, whatever, they should educate people, and there should be a third bag. There should be a third bag, even maybe a fourth bag, but we could actually leave it as a third bag and have them actually separate what comes, like things like clothes and electrical gadgets, because if we notice, we can use the black bag for organics, basically everything that has to do with perishables, and the whites, just plastics as bags, plastic containers, etc. Everything that has to be with plastic. And the other bag should be focused for rags, clothes, things like this. And maybe a fourth bag for electrical gadgets, things that are not easy to deteriorate. Yeah, basically the information and that these companies are giving us about the white and black bags are misconcept. I mean, I don't think they're communicating, or maybe they're teaching the community correctly on how to recycle. But hey, this is very important. This is one of the things that we have to focus on, and I don't know, maybe write an article about it, and maybe these companies will take them into account, and maybe we can start actually doing the right recycling and not the way that it's being taught to all people that live in Bogota as the black and white bags.
The third and last question: in what way do you contribute in the saving of energy in your house?
Okay, so how do I contribute? Going on question number 3. How do I contribute from home? Focusing on energy and water. Okay, that's your question. So first of all, I use energy efficient light bulbs instead of regular light bulbs. They last longer, which will save you a bit of money if we're focusing on that too. Every little actually helps. So on your budget and on the contribution of contamination and saving of energy and all of this. So I actually, when I walk out of a room, I make sure that all electrical gadgets are off. I also constantly tell my family, like wife and kids, I keep reminding them. So I actually create like sort of a habit in them to once they walk out of a room or walk out of the house, finish using the computer, printer, television, whatever electrical gadget they might be using at that exact moment, to turn it off. When they put their cellular phones to charge, cameras to charge, as soon as they're done, they should unplug these things, because although the cellular phone is not directly connected to the wire, but the gadget's still plugged, this consumes energy, believe it or not. So other things that when you keep your computer on and you keep information there that you might not check, like messages, emails, and all these kind of things that you have for months and months in your computer, and your computer is on, you might not think so, but this information that you're keeping in your computer that you're not erasing and that you're not reading, this actually consumes energy. So I advise you that if you do have these messages or information locked in your computer and you're not checking them, you should check them, because this is definitely consuming energy. Okay, now we're talking about water. Water waste. We waste more water frequently than we can actually see. You should always turn off the faucet when you're brushing your teeth. So as soon as you start brushing your teeth, you should turn it off. As soon as you're going to rinse your mouth, you should open it again and make this a habit every time you're going to brush your teeth. When you're going to take a shower, this is another thing. Don't turn on the shower until you're in the shower, or when you're about to take the shampoo off, whatever. Once you put the soap on, you should turn off the shower, and you should apply the shampoo, whatever, and then you should turn on the shower again, and then this will actually help you reduce the uses of water. Another thing that can help is your faucet. Try to flush only when it's necessary. If it's not necessary, you shouldn't flush. Don't dump toilet paper or anything in the toilet that would actually eventually make you want to flush it, or the need of flushing it. One thing that we do have at home, for example, a habit that we do have at home is when we're going to wash the dishes, we have 2 plastic buckets, which one of them we put water and soap in, and then the other one is just clean water. So we throw all the organic food, whatever, in the proper disposal, and then we proceed to washing the dish, and then we put it in the water with soap, rinse it off, and then we put it in the clean water, right? So this is a habit that we've created in the house, which has helped a lot. We've noticed within time in the light bill that it has, and the water bill, and all these kind of things, that doing these kind of things, actually it's helped us in our budget, if we want to look at it that way. So it's not only helping us with the budget and reducing the cost of these bills, so I directly know that it's also helping in the prevention of wasting of water and the consume of energy at home. So this is how I practically contribute into this whole environmental thing directly from home.